bad. The present system makes it near a mission impossible to get back your property. The victim could have to pay towing fees, lot holding fees, and other fines and fees they don't know about too. Not knowing the law is no excuse, they say. Garrett goes on to warn how that there are 400 federal offenses and thousands of state and local offenses by which your money, autos, bank accounts, and home can be taken, including shoplifting, hiring illegal aliens, which is ironic when there are high officials in government like Bush who are pushing the U.S. constitutional destroying North American Union, or NAU, scam, where there'd be no illegal lines to cross when going from Mexico, U.S. to Canada. Another inconsistent aspect of the present legal system. In New York, if you play your car stereo too loud, they can take your car. If you transport illegal fireworks, gamble, have illegal drugs on your property, which can be easily planted if they want to rob you of the home you slaved away for years to pay for with high interest charges from the banks, well, they can take your home and rob you of every asset you have, leaving you without the funds you'll need to hire a competent lawyer, $15,000 in some cases, to prove you're not the bad, nasty, evil criminal that you are made out to be. Of course, it's hard to also earn enough money to pay for a lawyer when you're in jail or prison too. So who would have to come up with the money that goes back into the present corrupt legal system? Your family or friends. They'll probably have to sell their own assets to help you, even if they can. If they can't, you're screwed. So much for our rights to owning private property. They've found a way around that one. In this legal robbing of America in the name of the drug war, even to discuss violating any law, which in this case, free speech in this case is called conspiracy, to underpay your taxes can get your assets seized too. So much for the amendments and Bill of Rights that protects freedom of speech. They can rob you of your hard-earned paycheck, even though one of the many taxes, the income tax, is said to be unconstitutional, and which was never binding upon the American taxpayer as law, for there is no law. It's one that you volunteer to pay. Billions of dollars in property, cash, and other things are seized without trial each year from innocent Americans. The forfeiture range from pocket cash, cars, to multi-million-dollar apartment building. Once they've robbed you of it, good luck on getting it back. For the burden of proof is on you to prove yourself and your property's innocent. Any suspected illegal activities that even your relatives, friends, or employees on or near your property are sufficient grounds to seize it. Case in point, 69-year-old Gusime Gaunt in Montgomery, Alabama, calls police, complains that drug dealers had infested her neighborhood. Police video a deal going down where informants buy drugs in her yard, even though she had posted no trespassing signs. So what did the police do? They robbed her of her home. Police waited until there was a drug deal in her yard and then seized her home. This is easy money for the government, courts, lawyers, and police, which is why they do it. The temptation to abuse it is obvious. There's too much money to be made. So say goodbye to your homes, cars, bank accounts, and other assets, which can be seized under civil assets forfeiture laws. Good luck getting it back too, as the police and courts divide up the proceeds, 80% for the police and 20% for courts. It's become a big racket, big business across America, as millions of dollars worth of cars taken from motorists stopped for minor traffic violations. The cars then auctioned off. Other companies are scamming their own customers too, as in the case with Amtrak and Greyhound Bus, which are alleged to have worked out a deal with the DEA by giving them access to their booking system where they note those who have paid cash to travel with. Yes, 10% goes to them, while the DEA cashes in on the cash their customers might have on them, all in the name of the drug war. The DEA is alleged to also have the same types of deals set up with major airports, hotels, and motel owners in LA and Vegas, as well in other large cities. This is an outrage. There should be another amendment to the Constitution to protect us against these types of corrupt and official so-called legal police, lawyer, courts, and government abuses. If there is, then it is clearly being violated. The right of the people not to be robbed of their properties and wealth in the name of the so-called manufactured wars, world crisis, or so-called drug war. These seizure laws are obviously being abused by too many police departments, justice departments, and government agencies throughout the country. Amendment number 4, 1791. Quote, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. The Patriot Act, in the name of the War on Terror, made an end run around this amendment. Inconsistencies in present-day legal systems. It's also ironic that cigs and smoking that kills a lot of people per day has legal, political, and government approval after the companies that make this harmful product or poison have bought political protection. Why don't the cops go after these barons of poison? Perhaps because they have bought too much political and legal powers. Meanwhile, another weed, pot, is considered illegal. So the ongoing legal theft of people's homes and cars, and the imprisonment of hundreds of thousands of innocent people who spend years or decades rotting in jail for the alleged crime of smoking cannabis occasionally, continues because there is so much more money to be made by police, courts, and government. Other inconsistencies in our present legal system is how the slaughter of the unborn still goes on at taxpayers' expense. But then the drug ward can then and do turn around and prosecute pregnant crack mothers who distribute drugs to their minor in their womb when the mother uses drugs when she's pregnant. But then government-backed abortion clinics can still murder thousands of unborn kids because they're not human. But then the government-backed abortion clinics can still murder thousands of unborn kids because they're not human. They're only a fetus, so they say. New World Order promoters like the Rockefellers have even financed the establishment of an abortion mill. This was during the summer of 1971. Planned Parenthood, New York City, opens its first large-scale abortion center, a prototype for the development of additional centers throughout the city, state, and nation. The center was originally designed to perform more than 10,000 abortions a year for an average fee of $80, with funds provided in many cases from Medicaid. Justified murders of millions in the name of population control and planning. More inconsistencies. Medical University of South Carolina says that if a pregnant woman's urine test indicates the use of cocaine, she can be arrested for distributing drugs to a minor. Illinois, if a pregnant woman takes illegal drugs, she can be prosecuted for delivering a controlled substance to a minor. How can this be? If the pro-choice propaganda claims the unborn is not a person with rights, this type of ruling, however, clearly suggests that the unborn is human with rights to protect. The irony is that the same woman jailed for endangering her child, though still yet unborn, can turn around and demand and is even free to abort that very same child at taxpayers' expense. But then, at the same time, in America, it's illegal to harm your preborn child, but it's perfectly legal to kill them. How did we come to this and all these inconsistencies? Moreover, in Oregon, every alcohol-serving establishment is required to post signs that warn pregnant women about the harmful effects that alcohol can have on their unborn. Can pregnant women also be charged with some kind of illegal distribution charge when smoking tobacco too? Or is that too inconsistently protected in the name of the unborn? Isn't